what is truth and what is propaganda is, often different things. The anti-vax stuff, it's obviously stupid, but some people say, look, you only have like, society can only have two equilibria. It's like overreaction or underreaction,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And so if you want to oppose masks and you want to oppose lockdowns, you sort of have to accept the anti-vaxxers, sort of into your coalition, or at least not go after them too much, because the idea is, well, it's one or the other. As public intellectuals, we could say whatever we want, but if we were
Yeah,
political activists, we'd have to
I,
think more carefully about this.
I think that's a good point. It's something that is almost always completely ignored in those discussions. We're having this discussion. We're nerds, and we're having those technocratic discussions about
Yeah,
the ideal ways of doing things, right? And we totally forget in those discussions that we're dealing with like real societies, that are not made up of nerds. You have to take into account various like sociological and political realities when you try to change policy. And I often struggle with this thing, so like right now, there's all this discussion, about plans that people are pushing to increase our capacity to produce vaccines, which, in theory, I'm all for, but I'm like, okay, in practice, I think that the likely effect is that it's just going to further fuel the hysteria. And I think we've reached a point where, really, the most important thing is that we say, stop. You can't win a race when there is no finish line. And there is no
yeah,
finish line here. It's always going to stay with
yeah.
us, And
Well,
so,
South Africa discovered how do you pronounce it? Omicron, right?
Omicron, yeah.
Omicron, there was a shutdown to travel between Western countries and South Africa and some other nations in Africa. And some people were like, "Oh no, you're punishing these countries for having good surveillance." And I tweeted the other day, well, like maybe
Yeah,
we should. Maybe it's good because like we don't want to discover new variants because we're going
yeah,
to
it's
overreact.
like so it's definitely unfair to South Africa because
Yeah,
they
but
did the
teaches
right
them a
thing,
lesson.
etc. Like maybe we should thank our leaders for being so stupid and doing that
Yeah.
because it will maybe create the incentives for other countries to no longer do this kind of genomic surveillance, so we can just stop like obsessing over this stuff.